Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Great. Okay, Frank is going to be our Rotarian of the day.
Father and Creator, thank you for this day and our many and abundant blessings. We ask for your hand of blessings on this meeting that you guide and direct us today. And we ask that you continue to have your hand on this community and protect, sustain all our citizens, especially those serving abroad who may be in harm's way. But we pray for them. May we be challenged to give our best always and be assured of your presence with us. Amen.
Yeah.
And please join me, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which is in the hands, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Going to the poetic test. The things say do first. Is it true? Second, is it fair? Third, will it be a good benefit? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all?
And fifth,
Is it fun? Who filled in for me, Bobby?
Jay Woodcher, sorry. All right, remember to silence your cell phones and don't forget the cart buckets. We are, and speaking of cart, if you know Tiffany Irvin, she spoke here before. She is selling jerseys for her district as a fundraiser to cart. So if you want a baseball jersey that said Rotary, that's a cool little item. You can buy them from their website. Let's see. Guest and raffle. I think we have a couple of guests today. Let's see. Kristen, you want to introduce your guest?
I have a guest today, y'all. His name is Nick Montgomery. He is a realtor in the market, our market, several right as you read. And so he's here to see what we're all about today. He wants to get more involved in the community. I said it's a great place to do.
Absolutely. And then we have, I think, probably most people in the room. Oh, go ahead, Lynn. See, they're excited. You know you can't say no to Lynn. And then we've got Bruce Hood here. Probably most people know Bruce as well from the airport. And so I'm trying to recruit Bruce, and you know he'll liven up our club a little bit. So y'all help me out. Give him a good welcome. Let's see. Raffle. We got a volunteer to hold the raffle today. What about you, William? Let's do the raffle. Oh, raffle. That was so kind of him to volunteer like that.
All right, it's busy. We don't know how much money it is, but it's a lot. Let's go down. I'm gonna get cards up, and I'm gonna get let's get like the minimums here.
This one?
One.
Okay. I mean.
Lucky number is ends in 115. That would be one of our tickets here.
115.
No,
Lucky.
All right, Karen.
I want my $10.
She don't want the pot. She wants the $10.
I thought y'all going. No, I'm going. Ah. 10 of them closed.
Hi, thank you, William.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Let's see, prayer requests. I just received word that Brad Oliver had to have surgery this week. Gail says he's doing good, but I think he was in a lot of pain. So, if you have a moment, give Gail a call and wish Brad well. Do we have any other prayer requests?
Scott the Hall, he's doing better. He's taking pictures of me since doc.
Okay, so Halsey doing better. Anybody else? No? Okay, good. Let's see. Club business. No, community announcements. There's a lot of community announcements on our nice little program here. So you got the BG Ball exhibit at John Marler House, Georgia College Homecoming and Alumni Weekend. There's a community egg hunt at the GMC football field for those who have little ones. The 82nd Airborne Division Band and Chorus at GMC Center of Leadership Auditorium. That's on April 18th. So some cool events coming up. And then, let's see. Club business. Next Wednesday, Wendell has invited us to attend the basketball game at Georgia College. There's sign-up sheets on the table. So if you plan to attend, please sign the sheet so we'll know how many to count. Let's see. And as you know, our meeting next week is actually about GRSP, Georgia Rotary Student Program. And then the week after that will be our speech contest. Okay. And then as part of our club business, we have a check presentation today. I'd like to invite Bill Maxey up to the front. As you know, we have donated funds to the CHAMPS program. And you want to come on up with us, Jimmy, and I'll let you help him hold the check. And so we started with enough to buy them a mascot. Has it come in yet?
Costume, yes.
Costume?
Great.
Yeah.
Jimmy said his foot hurt and he couldn't get it on. There you go.
All right. So can you come around and get the picture real quick? There you go. Tamara's got you. And then the other portion will go to help buy booklets or whatever they need in the CHAMPS program. And she'll drop the real check off. Okay.
Thank y'all.
And then you would like to speak a few minutes?
I'll just tell, yeah, I'd like to say a few things. Thank y'all very much for the funding. We need it. We put this in our drug education fund. The CHAMPS mascot costume or suit that y'all bought us, I'm telling you, I've got a young CHAMPS officer and he loves putting that on. All the children like it. You know, the Rotary Club has always been pro-youth. And I know these are just raw numbers, but I just started my 36 years sheriff, and it took me a year to start the DARE program that evolved into CHAMPS. But in the last 35 years, I'm going to tell you, we've presented some type curriculum, either DARE or CHAMPS, to right at 28,000 fifth graders. That's a lot of people. Over the years, this is not for those of y'all that weren't Rotarians 35, 36 years ago. Over the years, y'all have been good to us and y'all have given us previous money, and we always appreciate it. Y'all been a real good partner to us, and I thank y'all very much. Appreciate it. Oh, one other thing. In the next year, we'd love to present a program with y'all. I know the person that inherits the thing of, oh Lord, I got to plan a program. I'm gonna go ahead and fall on my sword and tell you we'd love to do one. Within the last 6 months, I've been talking about doing this for the last 2 years, and sometimes you just have to start. I told my people, I said, we're going to totally embrace technology. We're not Mayberry anymore. World's changed. Even though we've been computerized for years and have started a continuation of upgrades since I've been sheriff. I hired an analyst. And we have bought the same software programs that FBI, GBI uses. We're now using facial recognition. We've incorporated that into the flock cameras. We've got right at 90 flock cameras citywide and countywide. That has been a game changer. City Council and the commissioners funded this, and we've incorporated this into our 911 center. And I'm gonna tell y'all what it's done. I've got an unsolved homicide on Highway 212. Young lady was killed several years ago. And when I tell you that we've done everything from pull tower dumps to do Google fences to do stuff that we had never done before. And we literally have had no leads. You know, if a frog had a snake, he wouldn't worry about wouldn't worry about a snake, whatever, however you say it. But if we had a camera on 212, we might not have solved this homicide. But I'm going to tell you, we'd have had leads. A few months ago, we had a 10-year-old child killed in Harrisburg. Most emotional crime scene that my folks have worked. 10-year-old boy dead. I had young deputies there. They got children. They were so emotional. I went in there and I thought one of my deputies was hurt. He had so much blood on him. And I said, what happened to Ben? And they said, he's been giving that boy CPR, trying to save him. He looked at me, he said, I knew he was dead, but I said they weren't going to give up. Real emotional. Flock cameras, 2 cars on Harrisburg Road at that time in the morning. One we eliminated within an hour. The next one, within 48 hours, I'm going to tell you, we had 4 people in jail for killing a 10-year-old boy. We had another murder on Black Springs Road. We literally tracked the car when it left. We ID'd it, and then we, after looking into it, we could literally go to flock cameras and take it to the house on Black Springs Road at the event and document them going back, which is a game changer. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something that is really in public. Of course, it will be public when you go to court. But if there's such a thing as a dumb offender, the guy that killed the 10-year-old boy was the only human being in Baldwin County wearing a leg monitor. And we can track them, we can track the car, but we can track him getting out of a car, walking through backyards, standing behind a trailer, and shooting 20 some odd times with a AK-47 into a trailer and leaving. The technology that we're utilizing is really unbelievable. And I know I'm not your program. I'm gonna tell you one other thing. Friday, 2 months ago, my folks came to me and they said, look, we got a grant for facial recognition, but they'll go ahead and let us get it before the grant money comes in. And I said, well, good gosh, let's get it. So the next Monday, we installed. Evelyn Johnson, young lady I hired as my analyst, they went to her office and Greg C said, I got a 2-year-old case. Big theft, stole a truck, stole all that stuff. We've got pictures of him. We have no earthly idea who he is. He said, I want you to put him in the system first. So, okay. 5 minutes later, Evelyn walked to his office, said, got your boy. Tagged him with a tattoo on his arm out of a jail picture in Florida, then continued on, did facial, documented who he was, found out he'd just gotten out of jail in Florida for 8 or 10 burglaries, habitual criminal. He was already released down there, so we put him on the computer. About 2 weeks later, he got stopped for something. They ran him on the box, called us and said, we got your man. So we went to Pinellas County, Florida, and picked the man up on a 2-year-old big crime. Now, we've got some unsolved homicides, and the reason we do, the world operates differently than it used to. Somebody killed somebody years ago at your table. I got good statements. Now they kill somebody at your table and nobody saw anything and doesn't want to talk to us. So we're going back with this new technology, and we're reviewing old cases and we're washing them through the system. And we may not solve them, but we've already got a little bit of traction on 2 of them. So we are going to use this technology to do everything we can do. When I got out of college and I started with the GBI many years ago, we had nothing like this. This is almost like a Star Wars venture of where I started and where we are now. And I'm gonna tell you, it's amazing what we have. I'd like for my people to come in here and show y'all what we can do. I think it would be real interesting. And I'm real proud of not only our system, but our people. Thank y'all.
I have a feeling Miss Tamara will be talking with you after the
She
meeting.
pumped me up a little bit
Mhm.
already.
Yeah, but there is a little caveat. We would love for someone to wear the suit out here too. We want to see it.
The young man that couldn't come today because his schedule, he's teaching champs today.
Nice.
So he couldn't come.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, and he's right about the facial recognition, because without that, I wouldn't remember any of my passwords. So you can use that to get in. All right, we're gonna take a couple of minutes, quick little talk about the foundation. All right, come on, Herschel. Just a quick little Rotary minute here to educate you, and then we'll move on to our program.
Yeah, Lynn asked me to speak real quick, like as far as the foundation and the process as to our money that we donate, how it goes in, what we donate it to, or the funds that we donate it to, and how it comes back to us. Basically, on the foundation, there's 2 main donations that we make. One's to the annual fund, and the other is to the World Fund. World Fund is just used strictly by Rotary to do what they want to do throughout the world and everything else. The Share Annual Fund, the other side of the donation giving, that is actually used to come back to us. The money that we donate to that program comes back to us. So all the money that we would donate this year, in 3 years' time, it's going to get interest and everything else. But in 3 years' time, it's going to be designated back to the district, back to the clubs and everything else. Yes, it's not going to be 100% of what you give to the foundation, but what it does is what you donate, they'll divide up at Rotary. They'll divide it 50-50, then it comes back to the district. The 50% comes back to the district. And at that point, the district divides that up 50-50 for global grants and then district grants, whatever we as a club decide to do in our community. So basically, you're only getting about a quarter of that money that you spend or that you donated to the Rotary Foundation. A quarter is better than nothing, in my opinion. It really depends on how much you give in that year. I know when I was president over in Sandersville, back in 15-16, my year of presidency, we actually donated about $21,000 to the foundation. And so president 3 years later really had a good check to do whatever he wanted to do in the community at that point. So, you know, we're not, I guess the biggest thing is we're not asking everybody to give $1,000 every year. I mean, but what little bit you do give does make a difference. Yeah, the foundation is my passion. I've been a major donor for, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years now past. So, you know, I think it does a world of difference here within the United States, throughout the world. I mean, I've been part of global grants that I've seen with teacher certification and everything over in Sri Lanka. Makes a big difference in what we do and what we stand for as a organization and everything as far as that goes. So, you know, we would like to have everybody give something. You know, like I said, it doesn't have to be $1,000. It doesn't have to be $100. You know, be $25, $5, $10. It doesn't really. No pressure. You know, if you don't feel like giving anything, I mean, that's totally up to you. But just remember that anything that you give is going to make a difference somewhere in this world, whether it's locally or just worldwide. So if you have any other questions or whatever, I'd be glad to try and answer them for you. If I don't have an answer, I can find one and get it to you and everything else. That's what it is. Yes, sir.
It's 50% comes back to the district.
Yes, sir.
What comes to the local clubs?
When 50% of all that money that goes to the foundation, 50% is going to come back to the district. Okay. Once the district gets that 50% of a block, what it's called is a block grant from Rotary International. So it'll be a block grant. So that's all the money throughout the district that comes back. So at that point, 50% is divided up in the district to go towards global grants, whatever global grants that the district decides to do or fund. And then the other 50% of that money goes to all the district grants that's divvied out to the clubs that are getting money back. So really and truly, you're only getting about a quarter of all the money that you donate for that year. But the thing about it is your money is not coming back until 3 years later. So everything you give this year, 23, 24, is going to come back in 26, 27. And the president's going to have the option to use that money in whatever way, or the board decides that what they want to do as far as using that money towards local stuff and everything else.
Historically, we've been using our grant money for Jill's Books program. And, you know, I think that's probably the plan for next year too. But we are talking about applying for some of the global grant money as well. So, because we're entitled to apply for some of the global grant money. Okay, Tamara, do you want to introduce our speaker?
I'll just do it from here, so. We did the Head Start student recognition here a couple of weeks ago, and today we're going to talk about the Blaze project, and the founder is with us today. I think everyone here knows who we have. It's Kyle Hitchcock. Thank you so much for coming, Kyle, and please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me so much. You are going to love this presentation more than anything you have ever done, because we're going to start out with a game, and everybody loves a game. So if you will look in the center of your table, you will see some white sheets of paper turned over, and you're going to need a pen. Now, a couple of you might have to share, but guess what you get to do, guys? You're going to do some ACT practice questions. Yes. Yes. So take the next 5, 6, 7 minutes, read over that, and get some answers. We're gonna appreciate it. You can't talk, people, you gotta be quiet. You can't talk during these tests. Don't you know you get a 0 if you do that? I'm teasing, y'all can talk. Yes, all the different subjects are there. Got math, science, reading, English.
Can you do your bigger, look at the camera and hold your hand out and look at your face like that? No. Okay. And just put your hand like right there.
Here.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so now it's gonna follow you.
Oh, cool. Great. So I don't have to stand right here.
Correct.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Huh? You can't click on it. You can't. Just pretend you have a Scantron somewhere and you're having to fill in a bubble, and you're not making a Christmas tree on your Scantron, you're actually trying. I do think they let you use a calculator if you have the math one. There you go. Good deal. It's been a while since I've taken this, but I think we had a calculator. Wait a minute, they compass. Oh, you're really impressing me right now. This must be a very studious group. Y'all are focusing really hard. Working, I would have been at your table, girls. I've been back there with y'all. I made it draw on a Christmas tree. Didn't work out so well. I'm just being honest. Okay, take a minute or two and finish up, and then we're gonna move on. It has been. Thank you. But we're gonna give props to these kids, like now we see what they're going through. Okay, if you're not done, as they would say if you were proctoring the test, you can put your pens down. You will be thrilled to know that I do not have the answer sheet. I do not have the answer sheet, but these came directly from the ACT site. I think sometimes as an adult, we forget what our kids are going through. And now more than ever, these children growing up have incredibly busy schedules. They go to school, they get done, they might play one sport, they might play two, they might be in an acting class, they might be studying for a test, they might have a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's very different now than what it was like when we were growing up. Things are just kind of chaotic. So in addition to that, at some point, starting around ninth grade, you gotta start thinking about your next step in education, which is college, if you choose to do that. And in all reality, this test is one of the tests that actually opens the door for you to go to college. Let me back up and introduce myself so that I can let you know where I'm coming from here. So I actually grew up in Milledgeville, and I started out as a teacher up near Athens when I graduated from school in New James. I love teaching. I love kids. I was a cheerleading coach. I love cheerleading. I love the parents, the administration. At that time, I couldn't really do my job because of paperwork. Not a teacher anymore, and I'm not really sure what the paperwork is like anymore. But I think the dynamic back then was frustrating to me because I just wanted to teach. I wanted to make it fun. I did not want to be a boring teacher. I didn't want to throw stuff like this out on your table every day. Like, let's have a good time. Let's learn together. I really love math. There are so many different ways to get an answer. And I had joy in sharing that with kids. It was exciting to see when they got it. So after my third year of teaching, I realized very quickly that if my husband and I wanted to start a family, teaching might not be as conducive to a flexible schedule as well. So I got my real estate license, and Massey here, I was a part of Craig Massey for many, many years. He owned the company, half the company. I'm a DARE graduate. My 3 kids are CHAMPS graduates. I know exactly the officer he's speaking of today because my youngest adores him. He is incredible and amazing, and they are doing good things. When it comes to testing, I would like to put myself right alongside that guy who had to play around his ankle. He wasn't so smart. This was not my forte. I would never have won one of these awards, okay? That's not why I do this. I do this because I still love education, and I think it's really important to support and celebrate accomplishments. Number one, and always for our teachers, because it is a very thankless job. They do not make enough money. They put up with crazy parents like me, and even crazier kids like mine. So I love an opportunity to put them on a pedestal and say, wow, look what you did. And not only that, they're chosen by a student. So you have a student that's looking at you and saying, wow, you did this with me. So the Blaze Award was created 3 years ago, and I'm super excited the community is continuing to just support and donate. And it has turned into a really special platform. The Chamber of Commerce does at their Eggs and Issues meeting. We have done it in April in the past, but we're actually moving it in March this year. So it has, it's a little bit in overdrive. We sped up a little bit, but for the first time, it kind of is working the way it was intended to, in that we have 3 schools here that are accredited. We have GMC, we have Baldwin High School, and we have JMA. So each one of them will send me their top senior scores. And that senior, or if there's a tie, seniors will get to pick a teacher that is their Blaze teacher. So that's how it works. Now, the first year we did this, we had a 4-way tie at Baldwin. So we ended up celebrating so many people, which y'all, it's a huge blessing because we had money, like major donations that year, which was great because Erin was my right-hand person. She had a company that not only developed our logo, but ordered these medals that the kids are given as they are receiving their award. They can wear on their graduation day with their cap and gown. And we also, Erin and I talked so much about wanting to make this special and different. And I'm not knocking any other award that anybody does because recognition is recognition. But I did not want a sheet of paper that you were going to put in a little frame that you're going to enjoy for just a second. I wanted something special. And our teacher gets one, our students get one, and our county winner actually gets the really big one. So I think this is a middle size. So this would be what a student would get. The county winner, it's a little bit bigger. The teacher's a little bit smaller. I keep this at home in my office, and it just reminds me of when you have an idea. Just like Sheriff Massey said, he said a couple of years, I was thinking about it, and 6 months ago, I took it out. This was on my heart for many years. And 3 years ago, That's a little more than 3 years ago. I just took it out. So my suggestion is, if you have a passion, if you have something, especially if it's gonna be an opportunity to put somebody on a pedestal, like, do it. Like, don't wait. Y'all know life is short. So the Blaze project started 3 years ago, and Aaron helped me relentless amount of hours just trying to perfect everything. Every color stood for something. The Blaze, stood for something. Everything we did was intentional because we wanted this to be special. In my heart of hearts, if you know me, you know I'm a rose-colored glasses person. I call the Today Show. You cannot tap me down. Like, if there's something I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go big or go home. So anything I could do to reach out to anybody, I did it that year. Reality check, I get it. Today's show's not quite interested in the blazing group, but maybe it's coming. I have tried to reach out to the Board of Education in Atlanta because I think this is something that needs to be statewide. I haven't gotten the right person yet, but I'm still trying. So just a little bit about it. We started in 22. We had 12 students. We had 6 students and 6 teachers. So it was a big year. I happened to get close to Governor Kemp one time. We got a picture while he was holding it, and he actually sent a message to the kids, just congratulating them, which, that's pretty cool. These kids, the majority of these kids are not your star students. I don't know why. Sometimes you double up. Sometimes you're graded bonus. Majority of the time, not. So they never, ever, ever would have been told, like, good job. So it was so cool. Y'all, these kids came in and they had like a suit on. They were dressed to the nines, like they knew it was a special day. And that just tickled me. Like, I just love seeing the kids get excited about it. Another thing that the Blaze Award does, it has nothing to do with your class rank. You don't have to be in the top 10%. That is something the SAT, the STAR student does. We don't care about that. What I care about is this test. And if I were to sit down and take that test, it wouldn't be pretty. This is why I didn't get the answers. Y'all are all really smart. You took your time. You were reading. But was it a little enlightening to do it? Are y'all blown away what these kids do? And this isn't like the SAT. It's not on a scale of 1,600. It's on a scale of 0 to 36. 0 to 36. My first year, our numbers were around 24, 25. This year, they're 35, 36. I don't know if that's COVID working its way